But it was an absolute pleasure, and thanks for being our partner.
Thanks, Corey. I really appreciate it. You really changed your lives. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never thought we'd be here, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So, but what did you make last year?
Like 85.
Okay, so you made 85, um, and now your base is 85 with a bump up to 120 in 6 months.
Uh-huh. And commission of 85 grand, relocation bonus of 20 grand. And it's guaranteed commission for the first 3 months.
Okay, so Aaron, welcome first of all. Before we dive into everything, can you tell me, a little bit about yourself for anybody who's watching? Like, who is Aaron? What do you do?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I was a mortgage broker, head of business development, and I was working really hard to drive, business into the mortgage space prior to meeting you. And, I'd been at it for 7 years, and I was just tired of my career. It's a rough business to be in. You're constantly at the whims of the market, and you're out there selling and kissing up to realtors and trying to make business happen. And I was just really burned out. I saw it on Instagram and found you guys.
Okay, I love it. And when you say you were burned out, like, were you working on commission only?
Yeah, I was commission only. I was working evenings, weekends. Yes, I had time with my family, but I was still tying my phone 24/7. Had like every call. I was constantly checking my email and texts, and it felt like when I was with my kids, I wasn't really there.
They're constantly thinking about like making that sale. It's interesting, right? Because like you're actually doing it as a way to provide for your family, but at the end of the day, it's taking away time and concentration on your family, which is like not the ideal scenario.
Yeah, and you get freedom, because when you're not working, you're able to be there with your family. I can take vacations. When you're not working, you're not getting paid. So, you're constantly worried about the deals that are going south, and you're constantly buyers, and you're looking forward to that next deal that's going to pay the next month's bills. So you're not really free. You're just stressed out the entire time.
Dude, I get it. You mentioned before that you saw an ad of ours or something like that. So we didn't know each other beforehand. Like, you're not some sort of like relative or buddy of mine.
No, I was scrolling Instagram on a Saturday and saw a reel, and I was like, that's what I need. Pull out a form. Like, it's so random, but I really connected with the message that you guys had, and, wanted to change my life.
Yeah, love that. And what was it about James University in particular that caught your attention at the time? Like, why did you say, I want to join?
I think because in the ad, it talked about salespeople who work for free. We do so much work for free, and there are so many companies that will pay base salary for the work that we do for free. There's so many times where we're just caught in that commission trap, and we're out 24/7. And yes, there is freedom, but the reality is most people that find that have to make so much money to pay somebody else to take that stress off of them. Then it's not really freedom. It's just your boatload of money on somebody else to take the stress off. And there are people who have made it in my industry who have hit that level, but that's not me, and I wanted a different life for myself and my family.
And were you, still you knew you wanted to change, and prior to kind of us discussing the first time, were you trying to find other jobs on the market, like prior to joining James University? Were you applying places and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, since 2022, I've been applying, and where I thought fine tune my resume was, I had put it through ChatGPT and done what I thought was what was necessary, and I was quick applying on LinkedIn to all the jobs that I thought I would fit with, and there were so many nights where I'd spend 2 or 3 hours applying, and I didn't get anything. Like, I never got anything.
In the 4 years that you're applying, you never received an interview back or call back or anything like that to speak with anybody?
I got one interview. And it was for
4 years.
their, kind of thing. It never panned out.
So in 4 years, you had one interview from just applying yourself, and you were doing it for hours. And it was first.
Call center, you stay on the phones, people into like not paying their credit cards, and was there like that consolidation. But, it's not really the type of field I want to be in.
Yeah. Okay. So you're working interviews and you came in, right? Did the executive team source you interviews? Were you able to get in?
Oh yeah, I had interviews all the time. Like it was crazy, being able to, have 2 or 3 interviews that booked in a week, it was weird, because I went from no interviews for 4 years to all of a sudden, all these people wanted to interview me. And like, I think the weirdest thing was I'd see a job and it'd be like starting pay of $350. And it's like, why are you talking to me?
The thing is, right, like we spoke about at the beginning, and like you have a lot of experience and you're a great guy, you're educated, you're a family guy, right? You'd be a beautiful hire for anybody. But if we're not able to get in those rooms, none of that matters. Right? They're 2 different skills. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because I'm good at what I do, but I'm not good at getting interviews.
Yeah. So put them together and it works. And you did receive an offer, and I want to go into that because it's really exciting. Before we do, did you ever wake up to interviews like in the morning, like people wanting to schedule interviews for you, like when you were sleeping?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like it was crazy being able to wake up and see, oh, there's 3 companies that want to schedule interviews with me. And all the jobs like I could see myself working at, and all of them have insane benefits, insane pay, great work-life balance. And they're companies that I could see myself having a future at.
And so you received an offer in the end, and this is the exciting part. Are you comfortable letting us know sort of what like that offer looks like?
Sure. So the offer that I got was $85K a year salary that would, this probationary that would be up to $120K in the first 6 months to a year. 85K commission and 20K relocation.
Okay, so like in 6 months, you should be around the 205, 210 sort of OT.
I don't hit my benchmarks. I'm still, all in at 190. So
yeah, not unreal. And you said they gave you a relocation package.
Yeah, they actually gave us a relocation package to the place that we ideally wanted to live in. So, that was a huge bonus for us, to have 20K to relocate to the state that we wanted to go to. So
you're going to be moving from where you are now and the company's paying for that into a place that you and your family wanted to go to anyways.
Yeah, so that was insane. It was really cool to be able to sit with HR and then say, hey, we want to put together a relocation package for you. So now it's totally out of the blue. It wasn't what we expected at all.
Crazy. And for this opportunity that you signed with, did the executive team source you that opportunity? Was that also something that came through our pipeline?
Yeah, I'd never heard of the company before. And it's actually a great fit for me. Like it's one of the jobs that I saw, and for me, like it made sense for me and my network and the sales that I've done in the past. It just really works with my experience. And I was able to connect with the national sales director who was interviewing me, and we became pretty close through the process. And it was really great. It was one of those interviews that it feels like you're just out for beers with a guy versus getting an interview. On the resume side, there was so much of my resume that was so pigeonholed to my industry, and they helped me think beyond that to word it in a way that was applicable to multiple industries, in a way that it expressed my accomplishments versus my daily tasks. Because we all do stuff to get our job done. But like at the end of the day, nobody cares that you cold called people. Nobody cares out of meetings. They care about the results. And they me to put into words my results. They helped me tailor my resume to the 4 different jobs that I wanted. They helped me get interviews to the jobs that, what I needed in my life goals. Corey really helped during our coaching to really frame what is an interviewer looking for? How do you not get down rabbit holes? How do you share what you did in a clear, concise manner? because the interviewer doesn't know your background. They're just looking for what you did, and they don't know what, unless you tell them exactly, what was the situation, what was your task, what was the outcome. And without that information, they're just left with a, rambling story. They're trying to piece together what you actually did, and they're just going to clean you out.
Exactly. Clarity, conciseness, and believability are the main components of securing multiple rounds of interviews, right? So you feel like the prep was helpful throughout the process?
Yeah, the prep was incredible. Like, it really helped. And having never done this before, like, I just thought you get an interview and they'd offer you the job. But the one I ended up getting was 6 interviews long, and like, it's exhausting because you're constantly practicing and refining your pitch, and you're refining your speeches, and rehearsing your questions. And like, it is a lot of work because that's in my job. I'm not used to prep for an interview. You guys really helped me and really made it easy.
It's interesting, right? Because everybody wants to make $200,000 a year, right? That's what we want, or more. Right now, the majority of people don't or never even come to that point. And it goes down to exactly what you just said about prep and doing things out of your comfort zone and doing the right things consistently through a clear strategy. And that's how you go from 75, 80K a year to 200 plus thousand OTE at a great company. But the middle piece is what's missing. You know what I mean? And I'm just proud of you for sticking with it and doing it and seeing it through, because the opportunities were there. We had lots of them. Interview prep took some time, but now you're relocating with your family to where you wanted to go. I don't want to share too much information here, but where you wanted to go, and you'll be making 200K. So like, it's just, I'm just proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself. What I say is irrelevant. You need to be proud of yourself, and I'm sure you are. Is your wife happy with how everything turned out?
Oh, she's super happy. She's really excited. It's crazy, and you get into the program and you don't know what to expect. But I think one of the things that kept me motivated is seeing everybody else's wins. You see other guys in the chat putting in, hey, I just got my job and it's 200K salary or 120K salary, and X amount OT. And it's like, oh, shoot, this actually works.
I love that. Are you happy, Aaron?
Oh, I'm very happy. Like, I don't think I've been this least stressed in years.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's a beautiful time when you're transitioning into opportunities too, because you see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you can also kind of take a step and reflect on things and decompress for a second before you take on that next opportunity. So I'm super happy. Would you recommend us to friends or family or people that you know?
Oh, of course. I've already recommended you guys to 2 people, so.
Oh, beauty. Okay.
Hello. They actually, do it and actually following it, with you guys. But
yeah. Well, pretty nice. Yeah, I appreciate that, Aaron. And no, it's been a pleasure. And of course, like, this goes without saying, but like, you're always welcome here at James University, and your channel is going to stay open. And if you need any help with, your ramp or different questions, like, make sure to contact us and use our support, because we're here to keep you there and keep things moving and keep the truck moving and see the potential for the fullest, which I know you will. But it was an absolute pleasure, and thanks for being our partner.
Thanks, Corey. I really appreciate it. You've really changed your lives. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never thought you'd be here,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Well, just the beginnings.
Yeah. Love it, Aaron. I love it. So thank you so much, and thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah. Thanks, Corey. I appreciate it.